Welcome, Akris. Today I'm reacting to Assassin's Creed Shadows just leaked the whole thing. So there is some new drama about it, and I am actually quite surprised that this is going on even right now. It's Assassin's Creed Shadow. So look, Stephens, let's just see what he has to say about it, and let's just like this is.
So I really thought after all this time we would be done with like AC Shadow scandals. I thought surely we had run out of things to talk about and that we were just in like the home stretch where the game is being polished up and then March 20th comes, it releases, yay!
No, the gift that gives on giving. It's just so beautiful as a YouTuber that actually covers stuff like this, or at least reacts to stuff that covers stuff like this. It's beautiful because AC Shadows just goes on and does bad things. It's
Hey, we're
beautiful.
done. We move on. We talk about something else. But no, like this game is, I don't know if it's cursed. I don't know if it's just mismanagement. I have no idea what's going on. But AC Shadows has just experienced one of the worst nightmare situations for any game that could possibly release. And it's just one more massive nail in the coffin of this game's marketing cycle. It's amazing that they have suffered through so many of these disasters. But you might be asking, Luke, what is that? What is it? What is it that has happened to Ubisoft and AC Shadows this time? The game is apparently just out there. It's fully leaked. The entire game. There are physical copies people have gotten their hands on, and they are selling through places like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and outlets like that. Earlier on stream, I even had somebody in chat from Iran that was saying that they also have physical copies where they are, and they're just being sold by like street vendors and stuff. It's unbelievable. Like I'm at a loss for words. This is unreal. So in this video, we're going to talk all about it because
maybe it's a normal thing, maybe not, but I'm going to be honest at this point. Not even a trash vendor would want that.
I have delved into whether or not this is actually real and true, or if they're just really good fakes. And Ubisoft has also responded to it officially at this point. And I'm going to also show you an instance of where this happened before and why this is way, way worse. So buckle up, because this dumpster fire is burning. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But first, a thank you to our sponsor. World of Tanks is the online action game where you can trade.
Normally I watch those, but today I need to skip it because I have it a bit leak, so
link below. Okay, welcome back. Like I said, the game has leaked allegedly, and you see pictures of individuals just holding the game, multiple copies, and they are
for $100, all 3 copies. Okay,
selling it for $100 a pop, or even more in some cases. But this could be fake. I mean, realistically, it's not that hard to go into Photoshop and to create some artwork with some AI art or with concept art that you get from the website and then put a sticker on the disc to make it look all official. It's not impossible. People have done it before. Well, to check on that, I did a little bit of digging while we were on stream for about 30 seconds, and I came across some videos people had posted where they had put the disc into their PlayStation 5s and installed the game and booted it up. And after going through the main menu selection, I can confidently say that this is real. This is real. As you recall, I went to a preview event for the game and saw how the game boots up, and this is real. Like it's real. This is not faked. So I'm very.
By the way, did you see the running on the ice? The character slipped a bit, but the NPC no reaction.
Very confident in saying that.
Bullshit.
It's unfortunately very, very real. There are physical copies all over the planet that have a version of the game running on it, and it is playable. Realistically, what I think has happened is that copies of the game have been stolen from warehouses for shipment, and those copies are the ones being resold. And for whatever reason, there are no protections with PlayStation 5 copies to prevent them from booting. I would have thought that there would be some like online connectivity thing where like, oh, you put the disc in and then it has to verify that you own the license, but the game isn't out yet, so you just can't boot the game. But apparently that's just not in place, at least not yet. So as of right now, people are able to just put these discs in their consoles and just boot the game and play. But I know what you're thinking, Luke, how on earth did they get so many physical copies in these warehouses where they could be stolen? Well, you remember the game was originally supposed to launch on February 14th. Valentine's Day. And then it was delayed out of nowhere to March 20th. Well, I can report very confidently that multiple members of the dev team did not know that the game was being delayed until it was delayed. They found out by seeing the post on social media, just like everybody else. Now, I'm sure some of the higher-ups knew about the delay. They got a call shortly before. But this seemingly was like a fairly last-minute decision to push the game to March, and it was made from on high. And if that decision was made kind of impulsively or maybe suddenly, there's a strong chance that maybe some calls weren't made to these people who were shipping all of these copies of the game to distribution centers around the world for the physical release of the game on February 14th.
How stupid, how incompetent do you have to be to actually delay something but already send out the copies to the warehouses? This is such an incompetent, stupid move. I am baffled. I am freaking baffled.
And so those deliveries still went through and they showed up at the warehouses. Now, I'm sure they were labeled as confidential, as do not open, as if that's ever stopped anybody before. If anything, that might have called more attention to the boxes and shipments. And so some of these individuals just opened up the boxes, took the copies out, and started flipping them online, which is, to be fair, very, very stupid. They're going to get caught. When I worked at Best Buy years ago, before finishing college and like working elsewhere, I actually remember the launch of some games like Sekiro or Spider-Man, and we got copies of those games a few days early, not a month early, but like a few days before launch. And they would show up in these big cardboard boxes, and they were labeled like confidential, do not open before this date. Like they were very, red stickers everywhere. They were very, very clear what they were, but they were just cardboard boxes. And like the manager would just leave them in the back of the warehouse. And so technically, if you wanted to just go open it up and take copies, you could. And people would only find out when the official launch happened and they were stocking shelves and there were a bunch of copies missing because they had a certain inventory count of what should have been there. After that, they started like locking them in cages and stuff years later. But at least back then at Best Buy, we would just leave things out and about. It was like very non-secure, let's just say. Insecure, dare I say. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's also a security lapse that's happening at warehouses around the world, because it's a big place, the world. And so chances are that one of those cages or boxes was left unattended.
Yeah, of course. You get it, sell it at half a price, and just go in. Yeah, why not? I mean,
somebody went in, swiped 3 copies of the game, and then started selling it on Facebook Marketplace or wherever this is. I don't know what this app is, but they started selling it, and that's how this happens. As for the guy that was in chat that told me in Iran there's like street vendors and people that have access to the game already, those could be fake copies, or it could also just be another instance where there was a shipment delivered to some warehouse and the warehouse guy was like, no, give me X number of dollars and I'll let you just take it and I'll say they were stolen. And then they just take the copies of the game, sell them on the streets. That type of thing can happen very, very quickly and easily when there's not a lot of safeguards in place to protect against this type of thing. And so I can say pretty confidently the leaks are very, very real, and I think it's a lot more widespread than what happened a while back, specifically in 2016, when a copy of No Man's Sky leaked early. And this is actually something that was talked about in the Goodening of No Man's Sky, a video from the one and only internet historian, in which he shows this little moment that you...
But it was also the PlayStation... No Man's Sky PS4, this was the copy that was leaked. It was also PlayStation, interestingly enough.
Might recall from
the video. But just don't give a fuck about that console, do they?
If your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks... then why is there a box copy on eBay? That's right, it's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in. It reaches $1,300 US, sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion. Sean is saying.
And this was one copy.
Yep.
It went out. It started picking up steam online.
Yep.
This guy played it. He made a review, and he actually said he really liked the game. He was actually fairly upbeat and positive about it. He gave it a pretty good marks, though he did point out some bugs here and there. But this was just one copy. What's happened with AC Shadows are dozens, if not hundreds upon hundreds of copies, possibly thousands, but at least hundreds of copies that are just out there and gone and available.
And it could be a disaster. I mean, the game is a disaster anyway, so there's that. But hey, as I said, the gift that keeps on giving. I wouldn't be surprised if something even worse happens before we even release. So there's
available freely. Now, there are some steps they can take to lock this down. Allegedly, there's a way that they could contact PlayStation, and PlayStation could lock down on all of this, and they could just be like, oh, this app, executable, whatever, is not launchable on the PlayStation 5 console, and so if you try to do it, it'll identify it as a stolen copy, your account gets flagged, maybe even terminated for breaking TOS. There's all sorts of stuff that they could theoretically do, but it requires PlayStation to act on it, and there's just so many variables that it's really hard to say whether or not we would ever see something like that happen. But what I can say confidently is, like, if they do have a way of trying to go after these guys that are playing early versions of the games, they will and should probably go after them for stealing copies of games that have not.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so that they will, because in the end of the day, is it worth to actually get in even more money and lose even more money just to save a game that's already in the shitters? I just don't think that's an investment worthwhile, Acolyte. So
not released yet. With this, it's just really, really remarkable because, again, it's not just one copy. It's many all over the world, and it's probably because of shipments going out that were supposed to be canceled after the delay to March, but that didn't happen, and so they've just shown up around the world and are getting scooped up by people, which is wild. But they've actually responded to it, and to their credit, they've actually responded very promptly and quickly. Ubisoft, through the official Assassin's Creed handle, said, "Hello everyone, we are aware players have accessed Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release. The development..."
I just think about it, to their credit, they responded quickly. Your stuff gets leaked early, of course you respond quickly and swiftly. What the F? That's standard. Why are we giving them some props for this? No, don't give props for something that should be standard.
The team is still working on patches to prepare the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you not to spoil the experience for others. Thank you to our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers. Stay in the shadows, avoid the spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel for more official surprises in the coming weeks. March 20th will be here soon. And listen, I joked at the top that, like, maybe the game is cursed. At this point, like, they might be. I cannot think of another game that has suffered so many setbacks, so many, like, scandals, so many issues within the game's marketing cycle. It's bizarre. It's crazy. Again, like, we can point to other games where they've had one of these, or maybe, you know, half of one and half of the other. But AC Shadows has just managed to step on every single possible landmine while trying to get across the finish line. And it's remarkable. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't blame Ubisoft if they were like, let's just get this over with. Just move the release date up. We'll launch on May or March 4th or something, or 5th or 6th, whatever the hell of Friday is. We'll just launch it then, call it good, and we'll just move on. Maybe Tencent buys us out. We don't care anymore. I wouldn't blame them, because this has just been one massive headache for close to a year now. And I don't know if it's just that, like, Shadows is cursed, or if it's just that we're very aware of it. So there's a lot.
No. Of course, blame them. Who caused this? Who caused this, in your opinion? I don't get why people are still so in front coming with this game, with actual companies that actually just F us over any freaking second they can. No, fuck him. Good. They should burn. They should have destruction coming their way. They shouldn't have any positives in their lives. Or at least the bigwigs in there. No, F them, acolytes. Like, at some point, you have to get out the freaking zombie army and just overrun it. Because if you just get attacked and stabbed, at some point, you have to defend yourself. And if the person that actually attacks and stabs you falls, don't show them compassion. Show them that they will be freaking destroyed. That's how you get results these days. Because kindness is getting punished. So if kindness gets getting punished, we do the opposite of that.
A lot more reporting and attention towards these scandals that wouldn't normally apply to other games. I really don't know what it is, but AC Shadows, man, it's just one thing after another. Ubisoft really cannot catch a break with this game. You know, maybe they finally catch a break if reviews are really, really good. But with these leaks now, there's a good chance that a lot of these people, even hundreds of people around the world, will play and finish the game before reviewers even get their hands on a copy, which is wild. Yep. I mean, you could see a flood of reviews from people that got the game early because of this and are just posting videos and getting their social accounts destroyed in the process, but posting videos and gameplay and stuff before reviewers even get access to the game. It's just baffling and insane, but that's just, it's the Shadows curse. I don't know what else to call it. It really is crazy.
No, it's the freaking pure incompetence of the company.
Yeah, I can't think of another game that's had this many problems. It's really, really remarkable, but yeah, I don't know if I'm forgetting a game that had an even more disastrous marketing cycle. Let me know. Fallout 76 was a train wreck, but mainly after launch. It was just scandal after scandal after scandal. But before launch, it was fairly straightforward. But this game, man, it's just one thing after another. They cannot catch a break. But that's going to do it for me. Just a quick little...
Fair enough. Fair enough. I disagree with this one on some points, but it's mostly from the compassion kind. So there's that. But I mean, yeah, this is a good one. I like the man. Actually, you know, like maybe even a sub. Here, let's get it. Acolytes, good night, and show me and Luke Stevens some love.